Art, as defined by Webster's dictionary, will never truly capture the moment when you see and or experience something that moves you and makes you think. Art is truly something that is indescribable. Rarely is there a shared experience or reference point. The Mona Lisa, the David, American Gothic, and of course, the enchanted peasant girl. We saw Mannequin 2 on the move, so you know what that means.
Worth it.
How did this get made? We're gonna have a good time, celebrate some failure, not just being a hater. Cause we really wonder, how did this get made? Let's wallow in the mediocrity of subpar art. Perhaps we'll find the answer to the question, how did this get made?
Hello, people of Earth, and welcome to How Did This Get Made? I am your host, Paul Scheer, joined, as always, by June Diane Raphael. How are you, June?
I'm good, Paul. How are you?
Very good. Glad to hear it. And Jason Mantzoukas. How are you, Jason?
Paul, I love you with all of my heart.
Thank you, Jason. As
It
I
is wonderful
love
to see you.
Great to see you as well. And we have a very special guest today. He is a hilarious comedian and actor. You've seen him on the Sarah Silverman Show. You probably follow him on Twitter. Please welcome Steve Agee.
Thanks, guys.
Agee.
Good to be here. Great to be here.
Very excited to have you. Now, the last movie that we did on this show also involved a department store.
I was like, what's going on with department stores?
You know what,
Department
though?
store
That was
magic.
but that was a thing with
Yes.
movie. Like department stores were
Huge.
because they were new at that time. Like departments or the department store that we now know.
Yeah.
A mall department
Yeah.
store.
Yeah, that mall department store was in like every early 90s movie.
Well, I feel like there's that other movie, Career Opportunities, where it was like
Oh, yeah.
the guy who was
Jennifer
like in
Connelly movie, right?
Yeah. They're like, we should do that one next. But just like people just hanging out in malls and like, what could you do in a big department store where there were like boats and tents
Sure.
and clothes,
Yeah.
you know?
But it was like this movie posits like department store as museum as well. Like there's
Well-
also like a
Look,
museum exhibit going on.
We got to get into all
It's
this.
a show. I mean,
There's a stage, there's a theater, there's a full theater in a department store.
and
for a very-
performers
Oh yeah.
and rehearsals.
Oh yeah.
Before we even
For
get
dance sequences. There's so many dance sequences, and I feel like they were like, how can we have dance sequences, fashion montages, and mannequins all in one place? And somebody was like, set it all in a giant department store?
Well, here's the thing. It's a sequel. It's based on the original. Well, not based on the original. It's a sequel that is jumping off from the first movie, which took place in a department store. But
Which
everything,
is a natural place for a mannequin to live. I have
100%.
no
Yes.
problem with that.
Yes.
But this movie didn't need the department store because they never use her
She's
as
an
a
artist.
mannequin.
Yes.
She
that's
is
a
not
great
a
point.
mannequin.
Well, let's
in this.
let's go back. I realized that last night. Like, let's go back to
I
the
didn't even
beginning.
think about
Let's
that.
go back to the beginning.
The movie starts in medieval times, and it's medieval
The restaurant.
times. I was gonna say, yeah, by medieval times, a restaurant. It's like SoCal kids running around, going like, "Hey, dude!" Like, no attempt at an accent, no
No.
attempt. They are the cleanest medieval times people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because usually those medieval times people are real dirty.
Well, just like I mean, there's
Dirty,
no,
filthy
but there's just
monsters.
nothing about like they look cartoonish and
So colorful, and that even the bridge that they're on had like bricks that are like very 19th century.
Yep.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, yeah, the sword fight is ridiculous. All of it is like laughable.
I think that even the wizard goes, Madam Sweetie Pie.
Yeah, but it's
which is-
almost like to the degree of like Robin Hood Men in Tights or
Yes.
Princess Bride level, like winking at the audience. You know,
I would 100% agree. I feel like it does feel like an updated medieval times show. It just is like with some better
And
locations.
she certainly didn't seem like a peasant girl.
Oh, no.
I mean, her outfit was very nice in the beginning, and she looked very clean, like with running water and
She was a
she
middle
shampooed
class.
her hair.
Yeah.
She shampooed.
She's
yeah.
a middle class peasant for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. But she's like a garbage person in the eyes of the queen.
Sure. Here's my question: the girl she's with in the very beginning of the movie, is that her daughter?
What? No,
No,
that's her
sister.
sister.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Okay.
I mean, I just assumed it was.
Yeah,
I
she's
didn't know who it was.
It would be really weird if she had a daughter and was like ready to ride off on the back of this dude's horse.
This
and
was
just-
medieval times. It's not unthinkable.
It would be amazing if this movie set up a world in which a single mother rides off on the horse of a prince, leaving her 10-year-old daughter behind to just fend for
to
herself.
die of the plague.
Even if it's her sister, she seemed to have a maternal relationship with her.
Well, they're just staring at the window.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was worried about that girl and what happened to
The
her. I mean,
window,
obviously she's
the
dead.
window, the glass window.
That little girl died.
Yeah, you said
That
it
little
so,
girl for sure
June
died.
said it so nonchalantly. She's like, nah, she's dead.
Well, she's definitely dead.
I did want.
Well,
Well,
they're
of
all
course,
dead.
Time, but she lived a long, healthy life.
We don't know
in
that.
that 1,000
plague-
years ago. So
the plague could have hit.
She lived to the ripe old age of 27, which was the life expectancy. I was fascinated too by the fact that when Christy Swanson, America's the love of young boys' lives at that time, comes back to life 1,000 years later and never is like, oh no, what about my family? What about my sister?
she says it once.
She does?
Yes, she mentions it once, like, "Oh, I can't wait to see my family again." And then it's like, never.
You won't.
She adapts so quickly. Just so, if you have not seen this movie, which I highly recommend that you do, the premise is that a queen puts a curse on a peasant girl because her son, the prince, wants to marry her. He puts a necklace on. And this is where the movie gets foggy for me in the sense that
Because
I
this
guess-
is the first scene and it's already getting foggy.
Yeah, it already is having some plot holes. So they put a necklace around her
Royal
neck,
jewels.
royal jewels, and then she freezes into a mannequin, not a stone statue.
No, a wooden statue is basically what they're saying.
Yes,
but it's a mannequin.
wooden mannequin.
Yeah.
And she. Now, if you take off the necklace, would she always come to life? Or was it just in 1,000 years, if you took off the necklace, she would come to life? I didn't understand the
never
logic.
clear,
No,
yeah.
okay, so in my understanding of it, the necklace was going to make her a mannequin, but to break that spell, she had to be with her one true love. But also, she had to be wearing the jewels.
But also,
there
the
were a
true
couple
love
of
had to come
conditions.
from a foreign land.
But
I
also,
didn't hear that.
I think, or something. There was like a bunch of
Okay.
caveats to it. But it seems to me to be like wearing the necklace, frozen, not wearing the necklace, not frozen.
right. But then later on, they put the necklace on another character. We'll get into this. They put a character, he gets a necklace on. He freezes, but then later on, when they want to put the necklace on the bad guy, they need to like enchant him in some way to
Yeah.
make him.
Yeah, well, she says the same incantation that the queen says upon putting the necklace on her.
But
Which is like a
So it
curse,
seems
1,000-year
to me
curse.
that- It seems to me, though, that the true love aspect of it has nothing to do with it.
So bad.
yeah,
Because Hollywood, who we know from the first movie,
Yes.
of course, the necklace is put on him later in the movie, and then he's
Hold on a second. You're telling me, because I don't remember Mannequin 1 at all. You're telling me Hollywood is in the first movie?
he's the
yeah.
crossover character.
He
yeah.
is, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So, but he's surprised that there's another.
No,
Well-
no. You can hear him say, "Oh no, I've seen this before."
Oh,
But
he does.
But he
Okay.
says it one line and never does he get into it deeper than that.
Oh,
he just
okay.
says like he goes. I wrote it down because he said it so nonchalantly. He said it happened once before. He
Yeah.
goes, "This is crazy." He goes, "It happened once before." No explanation.
Oh,
And they go
wow.
off to run.
But it didn't happen once before with a magical necklace and a
No,
curse.
it happened once before, like in a very different way.
Her name is also Jessie. 1,000 years ago, a peasant girl is named Jessie with like a heart over the eye at the end. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck world are we living in?
She
Like,
is a valley girl. I mean,
Oh,
she
yeah.
is, and
Now, look,
does.
I loved her in this movie. I thought
She's
she
great.
Was
I did too.
amazing.
I had the
best.
hugest crush on
Love Christy
Christy
Swanson.
Swanson.
and she's
Love
beautiful,
her.
and she actually, I think, plays this character
so
she's
well.
really
She's
well.
delightful.
Yep.
She's just delightful to watch. I could watch her all day long. But my big problem with this movie is the first Mannequin was about a woman who is a mannequin who came to life. Why not make the sequel about a male mannequin?
Oh,
Mannequin?
A mannequin.
Mannequin.
Mannequin. No, mannequin sounds too much like mannequin. Wait,
Mannequin.
and in Mannequin 1,
Yes.
is
One of the
there,
best movies.
Because I genuinely do not remember it at all.
I don't either.
I went a little back, and so this
Is there a similar kind of curse?
Yes,
Blah,
it's a
blah,
little
blah?
different though. Here's the thing in Mannequin 1. There is an Egyptian curse put on Kim Cattrall.
Yes, I remember it being Kim Cattrall.
And what happens is a mannequin designer Andrew McCarthy.
Who's amazing. in the movie.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And he
Great.
speaks to, but he's also amazing at his job. He's a very good mannequin designer. He
Okay.
is the top
That's
tier
true.
guy. And he talks to all of his creations, and then one time his creation talks back. And that's so his creation
But it's not
comes to
fulfilling
life.
some destiny. It's not like this movie where there's a lot of weird
No.
No, they
There's
don't.
no one
backstory.
There's no one after him in that movie.
Got
But
it.
here's the problem that I have, just based on a mannequin should be great, but they go from New York City, New York City,
Yeah.
and it's he is the best.
The fashion industry, mannequin. Yeah.
And he's the best window designer, and it's for the biggest store, to Philadelphia.
Yep.
Not
Where-
even Philadelphia,
Ooh,
Germantown.
We are about to make a lot of enemies.
I was going to
Sure.
say, I apologize
I
to anyone.
don't know where this is going, Paul, but I do not share your sentiments.
I'm going to really take down Philadelphia. Philadelphia, you got Creed,
I have
and
some
that's all you
negative
got. Rocky and Creed, and fuck you.
But I feel like they chose Germantown because the original princess was in Germany.
I think you're right, but I think it is such a downgrade to everything because it's why would you tour this mannequin in Germantown?
Oh man, we're gonna get so many notes.
and then on
Why?
top of this, let
Do
me
you know-
tell you,
Oh,
Philadelphia.
you don't deserve to have a touring production of a mannequin from a different country show up in one of your store museums.
South Street,
They literally say all the elite of Philadelphia will be there.
Right, and Paul is saying, who's that? Trash people. Wrong. There are no elites in Philadelphia. You
I'm
don't
saying
deserve
there's
our
7 to
mannequins.
10 elite people.
I just want to say that Paul is speaking only for himself. I think Philadelphia has wonderful elites. I think
No.
I would be proud.
Jason?
I would be proud if anything that I did was set there or went there. Philadelphia.
Now, while
What
he's
a
saying this,
kiss ass.
Jason is just writing on the table, Philadelphia sucks. And he threw an arrow through the Philadelphia Eagles' head,
from the crossbow that the Count has in this movie.
which he steals from a JanSport display.
Here's what I do not want to discuss.
Oh, there's an off limits?
Yes, this is a topic that's off limits, and I really beg.
Can I guess what it is?
Nauseous.
Can I guess
no,
what it is?
yes.
It's his hairy mole.
Yes.
Oh my
I would
God,
like
why?
that to be the end of the discussion. And
Okay,
let's move
so we
forward.
just said the main evil man has a hairy mole.
Was that just
I
so
would
we
not
would
like
know
to-
it was the same guy from the cold
I
open?
think so, yeah.
But the mole hair was
Jason.
4 inches long.
Jason. And that's enough. And that's enough.
I want to get into the bad guy.
I first thought he had a monocle, and it was like the string from a fucking monocle.
Yep. No, it was
I
hair.
just want to talk about, I want to slam Philadelphia one more time.
Oh, wow.
And just say this. What I think was such a downgrade, 2 parts. One, Hollywood is in New York, killing it in
Yep.
New York, and then it seems that he's got
Something
downgraded
happened
to
to him.
Philadelphia.
Fallen on hard
Just
times.
move it out to LA, do something. But it seemed like he's went from the heights to the lows. You don't go from
You're
New
calling
York to
Philadelphia the lows. You don't go, quote unquote, you
In
don't
the-
go from New York to Philly, is what you just said.
I agree.
Wow.
In the
I
fashion
don't
world,
disagree with
He
that.
goes from Saks Fifth Avenue.
Once again,
King
I
of
will not
Prussia.
back. I won't back this. I don't agree
and
with this.
then I want to just say one more thing. And he takes this fucking mannequin to show her Main Street.
Yep.
And it's the dumpiest Main Street of all.
Whoa.
God, it's like a souvlaki stand.
Yeah.
And it looks like
I have-
abandoned
by the-
building.
So now you're taking on souvlaki stands as well? You know what, pal? I would sit idly by while you trash Philadelphia, one of our great cities, the first American capital.
Oh, forget
And
it.
To watch you trash it, to then have you double down and trash the most delicious Greek food that has ever been created is shameful, sir. Now, make sure you guys get on the forums and write to Paul Scheer.
Are you from Philadelphia?
No.
Oh, okay.
But there was something so anticlimactic about going I want to show you my city.
Yeah.
And it's really and they could have done it in downtown.
Oh, man.
Showed me a building.
Now,
they
Paul,
just showed
correct
you
me if I'm wrong. You're from New York, right?
Yeah, bro. New York all the way. Fuck you, Philly. We'll eat your cheesesteaks and then we'll come home.
You just can't deny, though. I mean, New York City is the greatest city on earth.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have a. I think
It's also
you do
the
have
head
a
of
valid
just
point,
keep
yes.
it in the world.
But
I
you
feel like
keep
there's
on
a
saying
tax break.
fashion, and this movie is not about fashion.
Sure it is. It's about a department store.
Okay. This movie's not about even window displays.
No.
No.
This is not about,
It's not about
like,
mannequins.
a mannequin doing what a mannequin should be doing.
Right.
Selling clothing. Like,
Oh,
that
yeah.
has nothing to do with this film.
I mean, like, that's kind of, again, I don't want to speak for what is expected of mannequins because I think any mannequin should be able, or mannequin,
Look.
should be able to do whatever they want if their dreams will allow it. But I get it. What you're saying is what they're doing is there to sell clothes, which is pretty reductive, June.
I don't know another use for a mannequin or a
Jason's-
mannequin.
Wow.
I don't.
Wow.
Really appealing
Wow.
to
Masturbation.
I don't.
I am shocked to hear how limiting you feel like mannequins are.
I do have an issue with the fact that they made this another woman because I felt like, wow. There's something so appealing about seeing a beautiful, still, lifeless woman to men.
Right.
And I have a real issue with that. And the fact that they didn't flip that for the sequel is
It totally
really
should have been a
disturbing to
dude.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought Christy Swanson was great. I thought Kim Cattrall was amazing. And I love watching that. Fine. But there's something so gross to me about like using this concept of a woman who's still and silent and beautiful.
Yeah. It's just an object
really
to be
disturbing.
Well,
to
there
be looked
there
at and
literally
admired.
is no connection between the main character and this girl. Like she comes to life. He kisses a mannequin.
That's weird. Yeah, that was
So
weird.
Really
weird.
Well, he
Okay, you're a
also saves-
fucking pervert.
Yeah.
He also saves her quote unquote life when the mannequin falls into the water.
Well, that's They
Why
Didn't
would
need
he
to
ever
happen.
jump into that water?
No, didn't need to happen.
he jumps into water to save a mannequin, and it makes no sense.
which should float also.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
seems
I mean,
like a
solid.
stone.
Oh, that necklace
it's
is
a
fucking
hollow
heavy,
wood.
dude.
Yeah.
It's
a heavy curse.
But he kisses her, and then she comes to life, and they really have no connection besides eating like shawarma, and they go out
Well, in her mind, they do because he's
Yes.
in her
Prince.
mind, but in his mind, like he has no
She wants
connection to her.
weasel meat. By the way,
Is
the
that what,
only
is that what he
moment,
calls his dick?
the only moment in that movie of her like adjusting to modern times is going, oh, so when the little man flashes green, you can walk?
Oh yeah.
There's
But-
no like, what the fuck is this? Like,
She
this-
No, she's on board for it.
She's
She
in that car.
She says, "I love cars. I love electricity. I love America." Which is, if you jumped forward 1,000 years, those are the three highlights that you'd be like, "I'm on board, guys."
But meanwhile, this guy takes out a fucking fire extinguisher and shoots out a little like foam, and she passes out. Like that was the thing that pushed her over the edge. Not the electricity, not
Smoke.
the fact that people smell good, not the fact that things are clean. A red fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would almost argue that would be maybe the closest thing to a medieval. It looks like
Yeah.
some sort of contraption she would be familiar
Yeah.
with. Oh my gosh. And she's a peasant.
Yeah.
So everything should be doubled.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
if you were just coming.
Food should be amazing.
Everything.
She should be losing her mind. Because like the movie could be about her just experiencing the most simple of things and having her mind completely blown.
And
I think
she
what
gets.
they were going for, which I do think she was great at, was just that she's completely like a daft person, be it in medieval times or in present day. That she's an innocent and wide-eyed and just, in love.
I didn't like the way they kissed in medieval times. Like he kind of like it's like blah, 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 blah. Like
And
it's like
she
a very
keeps
like.
going more, again,
Right,
more.
right.
And I was like, what is this? Yeah, the kissing was gross. And there is like, every time, I will say this, and I did find their chemistry, Christy Swanson and the guy, to be light and charming and fine. But
Really?
I thought it was totally fine for me. I genuinely, I enjoyed this movie.
You like-
Agee and I were talking about this before you guys got here.
You gotta watch the first one.
Totally
again.
enjoyed the movie. And I was like, I'm on board for it. Like, this is not terrible. Neither of them is terrible. They're both doing a great job. But every time she is a mannequin and he's just acting with the mannequin, it was the straight up creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And
like
it
when
didn't
he's
look like
touching
her at all. The mannequin,
No.
but the mannequin of Hollywood looked exactly like
And
her.
the
Yeah.
mannequin of
Pound.
Terry Kaiser looked
Yeah.
Terry Kaiser, Weekend at Bernie's. He's the bad guy, and I'm surprised that they were actually able to finish shooting this movie because he ate the scenery so much. That guy.
Oh, my God.
Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I kind of grew to love it.
I
But
loved him.
He was in a way the most mustache twirl, like literally
The most,
mustache twirly.
well, he was
wart
actually
hair twirly.
wart hair twirly.
But he-
Sorry,
All
Jane.
right, all right.
But But yeah, I mean, I think the movie is just, it's bizarre because it doesn't really follow, like, it just kind of like runs a path and then it goes, well, we'll change it now. And it just, I think that's the craziest thing about the movie. The chemistry is.
Well, it's hard because the relationship between Andrew McCarthy and Kim Cattrall was so amazing.
Yes.
And his reactions to her when she's a mannequin are so great. Like, that doesn't come across as creepy in the first one. He's just so good and so lovable that, like, you could watch
This
that
guy doesn't
forever.
seem too freaked out that she even comes to life. Like, no one reacts really to anything at any given point. Like, they're so freaked out about this mannequin falling in the water. Then he just takes that and he's like, well, I guess we'll just bring it in my car back to the...
But then when they're driving back, he's holding the mannequin like it's a person.
Yeah.
He's like cradled, the mannequin is like cradled in his arms.
Yeah.
And then he's like, when people are like freaking out when they see him like in the diner with the mannequin, there's like throngs of people outside the diner looking in at him standing with a mannequin.
This is a weird part of the movie because it becomes a little bit like Lars and the Real Girl. Like, he has had this like amazing night where he like spent this night with this great mannequin and he wakes up in the morning.
When she's alive. When she's
alive, yes.
The first time she comes to life, they have like an amazing night.
He squeezes some oranges, puts it in the microwave, it becomes orange juice.
His mom, I want to talk about his mom for like 10 hours.
Oh my God, the
I want
mom.
to talk about why all of her like dating clients come over at 9 p.m.
What
or
was,
even later.
what
It
was
seemed-
that about?
Because they were coming home from the club. They were coming home from the club in which they had a full night, like those two.
That
And
guy's
the-
doing his dating video profile. The guy that is his Jason, by the way, lead character's name is Jason, which is like pretty rad.
You love that.
He was a pretty cool guy. Pretty much got it. But like Jason and the mannequin are sneaking in like after clubbing all night, and his boss inexplicably is there because his mom is like a video dating profile person, and she's making his video profile like, what are your interests?
But yet he's being very like weird. Like,
He's
I
lying.
can't reveal what I do
He's like
or who I am.
1980s Newman.
But it's also it's Stuart
Totally.
Pankin, classic character actor. But but his whole thing was like, he was like, I work in a it's like, you fucking manage them all. Like, it's not like you're like Brad Pitt or something like where you have to hide your identity.
He's like, I work in a pet store.
And
I
by
was
the
like,
way, in the beginning of the movie, he's the most evil, villainous character, and then turns out to be a huge buffoon.
And a
like
real
they could have
softie.
fixed so many holes in this movie by making either him just the main bad guy instead of Terry Kaiser, or
But this
get
is
him
what's so
out.
strange about the movie, because you think when the Count shows up that that those are the stakes that they have to somehow impress him. I mean, I don't even want to get into like why there's a show.
yeah, why
Why
are
is
they
there
touring
a show?
around
Not
a
a
mannequin?
Why is
Here.
the staff of a department store at
know,
an
I
airport
don't
to
know.
meet a foreign dignitary? Why is that happening?
And it's-
What is that?
And
What?
by the way,
Okay,
why not just put this whole fucking thing in a museum and it could be a mannequin, but in a museum instead of a fucking department store? It would have been great.
By the way, it's Mannequin 2. It's about a fucking statue.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Don't worry about it.
Just but by the way,
'Cause
there
she's
are
never
statues
used as
like
a mannequin.
No.
They could have used any mannequin in that store.
And by the way, when they do reveal her as a mannequin in mannequin form, she comes out of a fucking spaceship, which is not even of the right ilk for her character because she is the peasant girl.
Yep.
Like that, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I have a lot.
All easily fixable holes too. It could have been
Easily.
a really good movie.
It felt to me like there was, I felt like they had a script and they said, okay, Steve, here's the premise. You don't get to read the scenes that come before. This is what you have to do in this scene. You have to accomplish this. Got it. And you write it. And then you give it to Jason. Like, Jason, here are all the
like
scenes.
Exquisite Corpse?
Yeah, it's exact because it feels like we're using all the same characters, but it doesn't seem like from scene to scene. Like the mom, like the mannequin comes home and she's like, your mom gave me this device to see everybody's lives, and she's
It's
watching
Days of Our Lives.
and she's watching soap operas.
Yeah.
But then her mom, when they pull a mannequin from upstairs, mom's like, he's dating a mannequin. It's like, no, woman, you just let him in. You
Well,
let
there's
this woman
also-
upstairs 5 minutes ago.
There's also
You're
a whole
asking
thing.
if he fucked it too.
Well,
Yeah,
there's like a
Did I
lot
hear
of
the shower? Did you sleep
Who's
with
in
her?
the bathroom? She says,
Mom.
who's in the bathroom? And he says, oh, it's a girl and blah, blah, blah. But then she's like shocked to find him with a mannequin. She definitely heard someone in the bathroom.
But I'm saying she saw her come up the stairs minutes before the cops come in at the end, and they
Well,
clearly
I think,
gave
though
them.
that I do think that the mannequin version of Christy Swanson doesn't look that much like her
At all.
So I don't know that if I saw Christy Swanson and if I saw the mannequin version of her, that I would necessarily think they were the same person.
So you think the mom also thinks that Christy
There's a girl
Swanson's
upstairs?
upstairs?
Possibly.
They're having a threesome with a mannequin.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
But then to get to the so there's so much confusion here, and then the main bad guy's plan, from what I can distill, is to get enough money to go to Bermuda.
No, he's waiting for her
Yes,
to wake back
what?
up. He's
Why?
waiting for her to
He
wake back
wants
up because he
her?
wants to marry her for some reason.
He's gonna force
How
himself.
did he stay alive for 1,000 years?
He's the great grandson. He says like he does
Yeah.
a big thing when he's
He
talking
is?
to.
Yes.
Oh,
when he,
I thought he was alive for 1,000
no,
years.
he's the grandson.
I was just saying it.
Oh, that
feel like
makes
Paul's
no
been
sense.
screaming for like 20
Sorry.
minutes.
Paul, you know what? Paul got all fired up about
Philadelphia.
He emailed me today and he was like, "Get ready. I'm taking
gonna
down
Turn
Philly."
it up today. I'm turning
I
it.
literally feel like you've been screaming for 20 minutes.
Apologize, everybody. I'm just baffled. I'm baffled, and I'm.
I am too.
I want to talk about
figure
at
it
some
out.
point. I want to talk about all the horny secondary characters,
And that's by the way, I think what they were going for with
Gail and Andy.
Can we just figure out
with
the
the-
plan, though? I just want to see.
Oh! His
Also,
plan,
we've moved
yeah.
on way far past this, but did you notice in the beginning, that cold open in medieval times, the dwarf from Twin Peaks?
Yes, I did notice that.
Yep.
I also noticed an interesting camera move there. I think no one taught them about like a dolly, so someone just ran with a camera.
Well, they didn't
It
have
was-
dollies in
yeah,
medieval
yeah.
times. I think
They
they were shooting it with that technology available in the day.
Medieval times verite.
So I guess the Count's
All natural
cover,
lighting.
The Count's cover was that he was trying to like build up tourism for their German town or whatever that place
Right, that
was.
the place
Something.
that's covered in rain for 1,000
Okay.
years.
So that was his cover, but what he was really going to do was wake up the mannequin.
I think he thinks the mannequin is going to wake up because it's now 1,000 years later.
Got
So
it.
1,000 years later, but
She
I
needs
don't know
to be
why
on
he's,
foreign. She needs to be in like fall in love with someone foreign or something. So
which
that's
is why she's got to be a mannequin on the move.
Yes, so that's why he's brought her there because his plan is I'll fall in love with her here and we'll go to Bermuda.
And
You're
then
right.
we'll go to Bermuda.
Yeah.
Bermuda.
Okay.
But Bermuda, was he going to sell the diamonds to the? Because all the three German Three
Henchmen?
Stooges, yeah, they.
What were they, by the way? Security?
What? I couldn't figure them out at all.
I actually have a clip of Ralph, Egon, and Arnold, who, in my mind, clearly all were dubbed. They're American actors that they got in later, and they're kind of the main bad guys. Foils. They're big, dumb German
They're
guys.
comic relief.
They're comic relief in a movie. I would argue full of comic relief.
Didn't need it. Yeah. Didn't
yeah.
need them.
We have we basically only have two characters that are not comic
Yep,
relief.
and then everybody is, and then like a dozen characters who are ludicrous.
Here are the German Three Stooges.
What have you done with the enchanted peasant girl?
You guys are not supposed to be back here. I'm gonna have to call security.
There she is. Whew, that was a close one. Not a word of this to the Count. We don't want to get him upset.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
One of my favorite scenes of the movie was when the female truck driver
Yes.
Oh my God. And
picks
Yes.
up
dancing
these
in
three
the
German
street.
guys.
These three German guys who are getting naked and dancing in the middle of a highway.
They go, that's the best way to stop a garbage truck.
And then they
That's
pick them up.
hitchhiking for
they
them.
pick them up in a dumpster, and then activate the dumpster so it dumps them into the
well, that
trash.
was inexplicable, but I really did
Yeah.
want to watch a whole movie about those two ladies. One of them,
Oh
I
my
think,
God,
is like,
they were awesome.
Were amazing.
They were amazing.
One of them, I think, is drinking a glass of milk. Like she had white stuff all over her.
Yeah.
Or I don't know if they
She'd
were just
shit
saying
all
she's
over her face.
foaming at the mouth. But
Oh,
the
maybe.
two of them were
But
looking at these
They
guys.
were like, they were like feasting their eyes on these beefcakes in the street.
Incredible.
It is. I wrote all about it. I was like, what is up with these? Because they're two gross ladies in a trash truck.
Yeah.
Who like look at these guys in the street, and it is so like they are like Lenny and
out.
Squiggy. Like,
And one of them,
whoa.
one of them's wearing a hard hat
Yeah.
in the car. Why are you?
well,
But then I don't know. But so it's so funny what their reactions to them, and then they pick them up and dump them in the.
well, like,
trash
are they
can.
are they going to? use
Take
them
them out.
later.
It's a metaphor.
Because later on, it seems like they just drop them off. It's like
I think they only do drop them off. I mean, maybe they fuck those guys.
I would hope
I
they
would
probably did. They
I would
probably
love it if
did.
they just straight up.
Oh, I
but
would
that's what I
love
mean.
to watch
Everybody's
that.
horny in this movie.
Is that
Yeah.
a pick? Is that like June when you? I mean, I know you only for a little time when you were single, but would you like try to throw guys in the garbage can, like when you got really into a
It's a
guy?
classic move.
Then those three beefcakes change into like
Bermuda wear.
80s era
They're in
workout
Bermu-
gear.
See, I think this is what happened. I think there was one scene where they said they were planning on going to Bermuda, and they picked up their Bermuda clothes.
I think you're right.
in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
department store
yeah.
that they cut. So inexplicably, we do know they don't have clothes from the trash can, but they arrive in the next scene in
Dayglow pink.
Bermuda wear.
Yes.
It looks more like one of them guys is wearing like fingerless weightlifting gloves.
I'm trying to
But I
think of.
think they were ready for Bermuda.
Really?
think
Because
about-
there's so much time before they go to
I know,
Bermuda.
but
they're
June.
kind
Never
of
get
dressed,
out of those clothes.
They're kind of dressed like Bruno was dressed and when he was like wearing a bathing suit. It's like that long V. Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's all the way down into tight shorts.
They're wearing like spandex shorts, like ripped up tank tops, weightlifting gloves.
It's like the Let's Get Physical
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
music video where
I couldn't figure out why they were wearing that. They would be wearing that when they were like the Count's security team, and the Count would be dressed in like a suit. And like be with like three guys that looked like they just walked out of Gold's Gym for like a workout.
Well, oh boy, and I would say that this movie that's stereotyping Germans. I think we would be remiss.
As what though? Even it's just idiots.
I felt like
Like
it was
you
like,
really
I definitely felt like they
Schwarzenegger
were
dummies.
poking fun at because one of
Okay.
them's
Yeah.
named Arnold.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, all right.
I feel like they were all
By
trying
the
to.
way, the entire like meet cute of this movie, the way that they come together and is so strange. It's predicated upon this idea that those German guys crashed their truck.
it said
Yeah.
keep right. One of them said the sign said keep right. And the
drove
cop's
off.
like at the end of the bridge, you fucking idiots.
Don't drive
And
off the
then-
bridge. Like as in Germany, I guess you can drive off bridges.
Then two guys who
They're
happen
literal.
to be working at this department store see this accident and
Yes.
Jason jumps in. I mean, it's,
No. They were supposed to go. Hollywood gets the call. It's like the truck. It's crashed. And then they jump in the car
In his pink
to drive
Cadillac,
So
yeah.
he drives over there because he's already heard it's crashed.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
um,
worried.
Oh, I didn't
A
realize
weird
that.
little connection is this is the same pink Cadillac used in the movie Mac and Me, a movie that we discussed in this
Whoa.
podcast as well.
Oh my God.
Same pink Cadillac, and I believe the same director.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Let's we should do a whole thing that is like if that car's been in any other movies, we're gonna do those movies. we should be completest with that pink
I
Cadillac.
would love to do that.
Wait, I also want to talk about how Hollywood, how Meshach Taylor also plays the bouncer at the nightclub.
Well, yeah. Well, I want to talk about Meshach Taylor in general, as far as I think, based on when I saw this and where I was in my life, which was very young, Meshach Taylor may have been my first introduction to someone who is gay. Right?
Wait, you think he's gay in this movie?
I'm like that's like he definitely. Well, here
He reminded me of Kimmy Schmidt's roommate.
yeah, Pinot
Just
Noir.
the sound of his voice.
Take a listen to this is kind of how we first meet Hollywood Montrose.
Do you remember Miss Diana Ross in the movie Mahogany? Yeah. Give me cheekbones, or give me death.
Makes everyone suck in their cheeks.
Montrose,
Yeah.
I need to talk to you.
The wizard's not here. Go away. Go away.
This is a rehearsal for a mall show.
This is in like a 600-seat theater that exists in a department store.
Sure, for all their live shows.
Okay, I know we're going back to the basic plot of the movie, but why? Okay, if we're saying the Count, I know we're going back to it, but if we're saying the Count wanted to bring her here to break the spell, why does he need a show?
I think that's the pretense. Is that the
It's
show's
his
on
excuse-
tour? That's
it's
the
his excuse to get
her
her.
out of the
Okay,
country.
great.
foreign land.
Now, why does this department store need this show?
Because all of Philadelphia's elite needs to
Yeah.
be entertained on such a high
By
quality
the
level.
way, he's the Count. That's his fucking mannequin.
Yeah.
If he needs to get it on foreign soil,
No, it's
just
the
put it-
Queen's. It's the Queen's mannequin. That's why she's on the phone with him on the white courtesy phone and is like, I didn't want the peasant girl to go abroad. I didn't want this. This is your thing. And
But they literally made $52 last year in tourism.
Oh, yeah.
Which, by the way, means that those 4 women that are touring the museum probably was the entire
I did have a laugh when the queen said the weather's turned.
Yeah, turn nice here.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
But
storming out.
I wanted to talk about is Hollywood offensive? I guess, and that's a question. Like, because now looking at it, like,
It's an insane
It's
like
an
Insane
caricature
but
of a
I
gay
remember
seeing
seeing
man.
the first mannequin and thinking like, this is comedy.
that's what
Like,
that's what I think too. Like
thought
we were,
he was hilarious.
his glasses are so funny.
Yes. I loved
In this
him.
one, his glasses are made of scissors.
And his earrings were little scissors too.
And all of his jokes are like gay one-liners. They're
Yes.
like all about like a few good men in the Marine getting in a few good men or whatever.
Meshack Taylor's, I believe, famous for playing gay people, like
and not
designing
gay.
women. He
Yes.
was a gay guy.
I looked it up last night. Not gay, married, straight man, and It's funny to think how far we've come. This is now. Like the first movie was 87. This is 91.
This is 91?
91.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would have put this at 87.
Yeah.
Oh, that's shocking.
Yeah, so that's like
Yeah, weirdly, the first one feels more
Present.
Present.
I would
day.
flip them around.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like, and I will say, just to speak to what you're saying, Paul, like, this is still an era where, like, a lot of this is like, Long Duck Dong in 16 Candles around this time. This is still an era where there's a lot of minorities are represented in ways that are gross, what we would now look
Terribly
at as gross
offensive.
caricatures.
Yeah.
But then we were like, this is totally normal, right?
Yeah. I have one question about the dance club sequence.
Okay.
Okay, when they're waiting to go online, there are 3 men that walk into that club who are all hunched over, wearing white t-shirts.
Oh, I don't remember.
I don't remember.
No.
Oh my God.
Why? What would?
Okay, because they're, oh God, I wish we had a clip of this. They're hunched over. I mean, they're young guys, but are like completely like, they're almost touching the ground with their hands. And it looks like, oh, this is like a cool late 80s, early 90s, like a hip hop style. Then they go into the dance club and they are slow dancing with women at one point, and all 3 of them are still hunched over.
Like I don't remember.
I don't-
I don't remember
I'm
that.
gonna-
this. Paul, please
I'm going to pull it up, but I mean, it's going to be visual. As many of my favorite moments in this movie are incredibly visual.
Oh yeah,
So
like when he gives CPR to the mannequin.
Oh, amazing! I mean, there's so much. I was going
we
to say.
should just call her a doll because she's really not a mannequin.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, like, well, is she a doll? I mean, I think she is. I mean,
She is a
She's a
statue.
statue.
She is a statue.
we should also say that this movie all takes place in arguably 72 hours. This movie takes place in the time of that movie, the Benghazi movie that Michael Bay made.
Yep.
So it was going on in a simultaneous world
Yep.
as a Benghazi.
This movie is also about Benghazi.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I will say that Meshack Taylor playing that guy as a bouncer was great. I like that a lot. I think he's a versatile guy. Who,
Oh no, as the bouncer, he's hilarious. Like that. I feel like, and I bet that's all improvised. Like him just like deciding who gets to go into the club and stuff. It was funny.
I feel like everything that he did was kind of improvised.
Lots
yeah,
of pop
definitely.
culture stuff. He's talking like the Diana Ross stuff. He's talking about pop culture constantly throughout the movie.
But that's why he got brought back.
So many dance breaks. So many.
Well,
like
and
in the
when
nightclub.
he's dancing in the nightclub, he's dancing like an insane person.
Yes, and she starts to dance like an insane
Can we
person.
talk budgets too? By the way,
Sure.
This
Oh
movie
my
was
gosh.
Yeah.
$13 million.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting thing about this movie, and it's a very big package to unwrap. But I will quickly talk about this. The movie was produced by this place called Gladden Entertainment, which is formed in 1984 by David Beagleman, right? And he packaged the idea of, or he came up with the idea of a package deal. And he basically embezzled all this money from all of his movies. He eventually was caught and killed himself in a hotel room.
Oh my God!
With a mannequin there? Was there a mannequin there?
There was a mannequin. The LA Times wrote an article on it called, it was one of the biggest business scandals ever in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
First, he started off stealing money from Judy Garland when he was her manager. And he blackmailed Judy Garland for more money.
Jesus.
Then he would take inflated budgets and then pocket all that money.
Oh, wow.
And so basically, his whole company was liquidated because he wasn't paying actors residuals. This guy's a really bad dude. And then his partner, equally bad, this guy Bruce McNeil, he owned the LA Kings. And he wrote a book called Fun While It Lasted, My Rise and Fall in the Land of Fame and Fortune. And he served 13 months in jail for embezzling over $236 million from several banks over a 10-year period.
Whoa.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so I imagine a lot of that $13 million
It
is
had
in
to,
the
because I
pockets
was
of these
watching
two
it
guys.
going, where is that money?
It all takes place clearly in just like a studio that is,
the first one was just like
The first one,
maybe 6 million.
7.9 million.
Yeah.
Made 6 million on the opening weekend, beat Over the Top. This movie came out, made 1.6 million many years later,
Jesus.
and it was beaten by a lot of things. It came in 133rd of all the movies released that year.
There were some good movies, I think. In
Terminator
91.
2,
Yeah.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Beauty and the Beast. The only movie that we've done that it's beaten is Cool as Ice.
Oh, wow.
So that was just to give you an idea. And the movie was also written by 5 different people. And in my research of those guys, one of the main writers said, we subscribe to the 24-second rule, that we never spent more than 24 seconds figuring out the logic of this movie.
Whoa. That is evident.
And it shows, yeah.
That's a crazy thing to openly admit. He's like, yeah, we did. Like, he's like, there's a lot of plot holes in it, but we didn't spend more than 24 seconds trying to justify anything.
Oh, no. And I feel like they genuinely did the other thing, which is when in doubt, do a montage.
Yeah.
Oh, when in doubt, play a song and just do a montage. She is like, at some point, she's like, she wants to change her appearance.
Yes.
And all it is so a song starts up. Like, she's like, how can I change my appearance? And then they're like, go for it, girl. And then she's like, okay. And it's just her looking in the mirror, trying on formal gowns and hats.
But a lot of hats. But a lot of hats. I was like,
formal gown, hat.
Well, this was an era of hats, though, on women.
Oh,
91?
Yeah. This was like Blossom and like lots of hats on lots of ladies.
I just felt like I wanted to see a real dress-up montage, and it just felt like a hat montage.
Or like change your appearance so that the people that are chasing you, she just basically is like, I'm gonna be black tie, ready.
Well, they did run past her at one point towards the end of the montage.
They did.
I was aching for her to cut that hair. I mean, that hair was
You didn't want that hair?
It was
insane.
but peasant chic.
It was horrible, and I think I do have something against women with hair that's like really long like that.
Oh boy,
it's just
Yeah,
so
weird.
gross.
There's
now,
mental
what if
issues.
Gross to me?
What
Yeah.
if a woman had hair that long and lived in Philadelphia?
But that was
I feel like that woman would be like the number one enemy of your
I so
household.
wanted her to cut that hair into like a really cool bob.
Ooh,
then she
like
just
Helen
put it
Slater
up.
in
Helen Slater.
Helen Slater. Oh. And Give My Brother Back His Bike. What was that movie?
Oh, my Bodyguard?
No. Oh, love that movie too. No. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Better Off Dead.
Nope.
Shit.
Nope. Fuck.
Well, June, while we're talking about hair, someone did write in on the forums, and they said they really wanted to hear your opinion on man buns. That's Taylor Ann Photo wanted to know what you think about man buns.
In general,
Yeah.
or in this movie?
And just in general, we were talking about hair
butts?
first. Yeah, hair.
Hair.
Buns, though, is interesting because you don't like buns. And they said
that I
move
don't
your
like
buns
buns.
in this movie.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like buns. I just don't think I think movies portray them as like super sexy to women, and I don't think they are. But
That's been well documented.
It's
Yes, I
weird
know.
though that everybody makes fun of man buns, but dudes keep wearing. I'm like,
Well, we're talking
I would
about
never
two different
do
things,
it.
too. We're talking about man buns being a hairstyle and buns of
Buns
men
of-
being
Right.
their butts.
So
I don't mind man buns, but
really?
I prefer a low man bun. Oh, I don't love like a high,
Like a samurai.
Got it.
Like
man
where
bun.
yours is,
Yeah.
So you don't like a
Lower
resting
than
on the
this.
back.
you don't like a
than
fat
this.
Jew man bun.
You like
but that's not even a man bun.
you
I
like a
guess.
ponytail.
No, I don't like a ponytail.
Oh, you don't?
But I would prefer it in a. I'd actually think I'd prefer it in a bun now that we're unpacking this, but low at the nape of the neck.
Tidy or messy?
like a
Messy.
knot, not
Messy,
even a
yeah.
bun though, right?
Yeah, like a knot. Yeah, loose, not too well groomed. By the way, I don't like this, but at all. But just if I had to choose, that's where I would place it.
Well,
No. That's what people want to know.
people want
so
to
there
know
you
when we
have
got the
it.
intro. Here's another thing I want to run by you guys. We talked a lot about this theater. And what was
The
going
theater
on?
in the department store?
Yes. What
Cool.
is
There's
going
a
on in the
full
theater?
auditorium
What's
in
going
there.
on there? Do you think? Just like what would you describe what they're doing?
Wait, in the
movie.
case of this movie?
What would you describe they're doing?
The actual show that they end up putting on?
Yeah.
They're-
You'd call it a show. What would you
Yes.
call it?
I would call it the opening of the exhibit of the peasant girl.
And what would you call it?
I guess I would call it an evening for the department store.
It's.
Okay.
I
in
think
which
it's.
there will be entertainment.
Well,
I
you
think
are-
it's the shit you see at like Fashion Week where they have the bring out the new styles.
You're
and
all
stuff.
wrong because, and you missed the mini cues. I'll tell you exactly what it is here if we just play this clip because they say it a lot of times.
On the Hauptmann König presentation? Do you realize
It's a
how
presentation.
important that presentation is? The eyes of the entire city will be on that presentation. I'm going to breathe some light into this presentation.
You saved the presentation and my phony baloney job.
Count Pretzel, I think you'll be pleased at our handling of your presentation.
Let's get busy. We have a presentation. Someone has got to glitz up this presentation.
Count, we have a presentation tomorrow afternoon.
All we have to do is wait till the presentation is over.
This is my store, my presentation.
He's about to ruin my presentation.
Presentation.
So that is a super cut of all the times that they said
that's
the
crazy.
presentation is a
That is a
presentation.
meaningless word.
What? They didn't even
That is
understand
meaningless.
what they
So
were
they're just
doing.
presenting this doll.
Which is the least impressive doll. It doesn't look like her. It's not
It would
exciting.
basically be like if when like the King Tut exhibit
Yes.
toured the country, it
And
toured
went to the
Macy's.
It went to like
fucking Galleria.
Macy's and Nordstrom's.
Oh, we got to go to Nordstrom's this week, and they have
Ooh,
King Tut.
and I have to get some briefs.
And I did not realize that part of it seems like a one night only event, and then when you see what it is, it's a full on singing and dancing.
Oh, it is a full stage show.
King Tut.
That's what it would be like if King Tut was like King Tut came to life. That's Mannequin. That's the plot of Mannequin.
Mannequin.
King Tut is in the Nordstrom's, and except that I thought about this for a second, and here's what I think. I think part of the problem would be that we understand that mannequins have no genitalia.
And they can't have sex.
So dude
Wait.
mannequins would not have dicks.
No, but she was a present girl
So
frozen,
you
so
think
she
she
has.
doesn't have a vagina?
No,
she's
does.
she does because we saw her as a human being.
So you think if
Well,
they
but
took her
Kim
clothes off
Cattrall-
while she was a mannequin, she would still have a vagina?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
She's
No.
frozen in time.
For sure.
No way.
A wooden
If you-
vagina.
No way.
She would
She
be
doesn't
like,
have
they would
nipples. She
be
doesn't
labia
have nipples.
majora, labia minora. There would be a clitoral
No, no, no,
hood,
no, no.
a clitoris.
A mannequin.
She doesn't have. She doesn't have a vagina. She doesn't have nipples as a mannequin.
But as a human, she does?
yes.
No.
And that's what happens in that moment where the screen
Wait,
gets fuzzy.
she gets nipples?
Yes.
Nipples come back. Well, I am,
Okay, well, let me ask you.
Kim Cattrall
Okay.
at one point was also a human.
yes, but she was a. But her thing is that she's a frozen human. Kim Cattrall is she's a
guess she was
spirit.
made.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. Like, here's the thing. Well,
But,
this
but Kim
supports.
Cattrall, he didn't make a vagina on her.
Do we
He
know
didn't
that?
Make. I guess.
How do we know that he
We
just
don't
didn't
know.
dry hump her?
You got to
what
get Andrew
happens is
McCarthy
when-
in here.
I want to call Kim Cattrall and be like, listen, you probably saw the mannequin that was built to be you. Were there lips?
But I don't understand your point that you couldn't do it with a man because he wouldn't have genitalia.
Well, I feel like there would. I guess.
Well, King Tut would have
I guess
genitalia.
Yeah, I guess it would be the same thing for this. I guess in this, like the mannequins still have boobs. There's still like an element of sexuality to them that is like covetable. But male mannequins are just like handsome dolls in a weird way. They're
this is
sexless.
interesting.
I feel like, but maybe
Maybe you haven't met the right mannequin.
they're mannequin.
By the way, I think we should put an undercover on hold and get into Mannequin 3.
The confusing part about that I'm
Manic him.
He's a mannequin who's
manic him, manic him.
because King Tut was very manic. They had to freeze him up.
Yep.
Wait, now I do want to ask about what goes on when you are frozen because she seems to like just be frozen. But then when Hollywood gets it, he's like, I was in Oz. I saw Dorothy. I saw everybody. But is he living in an alternate hell zone? Like when you are frozen as a mannequin, or are you just like literally like boom, boom, and like immediately? Because she seemed to have no.
She thought it had been 10 minutes.
Yeah, and even 10 minutes seems oddly.
Like, I just saw you 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, she should have just said, "I just saw you seconds ago." Because, But it seemed like Hollywood was in a very weird.
He lived a full life.
He entered the void. He entered like an existential void that he did not understand. When he that was the other thing is he was able to put the necklace on himself and turn himself into a mannequin. Yeah, which was strange.
And then, by the way, there's no way she has genitalia as a mannequin.
Okay, well,
there's no way.
You don't
she
think
doesn't
so?
have nipples.
So you think that she puts the necklace on and her nipples and vagina go away?
Smooth.
Just like other things go away. She doesn't look like her. She doesn't look exactly like herself. Her skin's different. Like,
do you think there are organs inside of her?
Of course not.
Definitely
frozen.
No,
organs?
so you think she's hollow? She becomes a hollow thing.
Yes, I agree with that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, made of wood. She's made of wood. Everything was wood.
And you can tell by the way people hold her. She doesn't weigh that much.
I just pulled up
That's true.
I pulled up a picture of
nipples aren't heavy though.
I'm going to post this on our Earwolf
I mean,
boards.
like that's a real question. How heavy are nipples?
I mean, very, very heavy.
I really
you
want
got
to
get a
to the bottom of
listener
this.
to stand on a scale and weigh herself.
No,
and
I want to show
cut off
everybody
her nipples.
This
and
is
then
By the
weigh
way,
Christy
they
herself.
Swanson
do
standing
make
next to her.
mannequins now that have nipples.
Yeah.
That's Christy
And
Swanson.
I don't like it.
Standing next to it. So that's the difference.
wow.
I'm going to post this on the Earwolf boards and I'll put it on our Twitter. So like they do look. I'm trying to think,
What is for sale in that?
The picture. Just the
not
picture,
the
yeah.
okay.
I wish you could buy the mannequin. But yeah, the mannequin's not even very impressive either, and it doesn't seem like because at the end of the movie when Weekend at Bernie's guy is now the mannequin that's put together and oddly his ear.
That was upsetting when he like falls out of the balloon.
Yeah. But, well, they had to figure out a way to kill the bad guy without really killing
him. So we
him.
have evidence. Actually, we have evidence from the movie that they are empty because when he falls to the ground, he shatters. He shatters, and he is just there is nothing inside. Okay.
What I wish they had done with her, too, is given her a face. Like, his face and expression sort of look like him, as does Hollywood's. But with her, she, as a mannequin, has a very serious expression on her face.
Well, she just has a mannequins.
Yeah.
She looks like just a store mannequin where they look like frozen versions of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Which is different.
There was an episode of Seinfeld called The Mannequin where there was an Elaine mannequin that looked exactly like her. And it really fucking looked like Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
We could talk for a long time about how advanced mannequin technology has gotten.
I mean, look,
That was in the 90s.
if you go to Japan, you can get the best mannequins.
Absolutely.
I mean, everything in there.
With
Even
genitals,
the
fully genital mannequins.
Miso mannequin.
Ooh, we got to put some jennies on these mannies.
Well, that's always the interesting thing about the Ken. That is the interesting thing about the Ken Barbie, is that the Ken Barbie always had underwear on.
Oh, really?
Really?
And Barbie, and Barbie, as we know her, doesn't have any underwear.
Wait, that's crazy.
But that's how
knew-
it should be.
Because she's nasty.
But that's just...
Yeah, because a guy's got special junk in there. Women, you could just throw out there to.
She has no vagina, obviously, but there's
Barbie
nothing
doesn't.
Barbie doesn't.
But Ken it doesn't have
I think he definitely does because he's covering something
No,
up.
he's got flat. He's flat and.
No, but I get what you're
flat,
saying.
but they're put
it's
underwear on.
intimating.
That-
it's intimating that he should be
think.
wearing underwear. Is that right?
Can you look that up, Paul?
Ken underwear.
Ken
So will you
always-
just Google Ken doll underwear, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
And see if anybody on Etsy's making it.
Ken doll is wearing underwear.
he wears underwear.
He has.
Really?
Well, he looks like he's
I mean,
being sold underwear.
Paul, I don't want you
it's
to.
not underwear you put on him. Look at a naked Ken doll.
Oh,
Look
boy.
up naked Ken doll.
Oh,
Okay,
God, this
yep.
is.
Here we go.
At some point, you're going to forget about this June. You're going to look at his Google history and be like, what are you up to?
Well, one time I was doing a bit with her and we were on Amazon and I was like looking for Father's Day gifts and we just like typed in like the most like obscene thing to see what popped up in Amazon. And now all my suggestions on Amazon are like disgusting erotica or like sex books. Male anatomically correct.
Look under images.
Oh, wow. All right.
This is amazing.
All right. So I'm looking.
He's wearing underwear.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He's not wearing physical underwear, but his waist is designed as
his underwear
plastic
built
underwear.
into his body.
Yeah.
Oh, let me
so
see.
like it's
He
like
always has that
I
on.
see.
He always has briefs on.
see, so he's
I see.
wearing.
So the doll is the mold.
there's
Weird.
no
It's like
fabric.
sumo
Look up a naked
underwear.
Barbie.
This will also
So
be
okay,
on
so that's
Twitter
interesting
and
because
Facebook.
that suggests that there is a dick under there.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But Barbie is without.
Look up Barbie.
Now,
Naked
and will you
Barbie.
also look up American Girl doll bra? Just look it up. Just see. Not because I'm like looking for one, but I just want to know. Like,
See,
All right,
Barbie has
no
nothing.
underwear.
right, but also no genitalia. She's
I
just
guess
smooth.
so. She's not
But she
hiding
kind of
anything.
has like a little
This
bit of
is
a.
No,
what
she
we're
doesn't.
into
Paul,
right now,
look,
guys.
Don't look.
Guys,
No,
well,
no. That's a shadow, first of all. That's
But this is we have lost our minds. We are just passing around
There
a
is
computer looking at naked dolls
There
for
is a
sale on
cleft.
eBay.
There is
Guys, what is happening?
There is a cleft there.
yeah, I see it.
nothing there.
There
She's
is
completely smooth.
There's a little camel toe.
There's a cloven.
There's a
something
little. There's
there.
a suggestion of an opening. There's a hint of
Well,
lip.
because her butt has to start.
Yeah.
Her butt has to start.
Where does that brings
Not
up a
in
good
the
question,
front, dude.
That
Her
brings
butt
up
doesn't
no,
start in the
that's
front.
that brings up a question. Where does the butt start, Paul?
Well, I'm saying
At the taint, dude.
Where does the butt start?
Do me a favor. Look up naked Barbie ass or butt.
All right, so this is this is a naked Barbie butt right here, and then there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So
That
she's
is
got
genitals. I mean,
that's
and it goes underneath. You see, it goes in between.
Oh my God! What? Well, but that's the same thing. The Ken was an old one that had that underwear.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting on all this.
Guys, what is
Fucking God,
this?
I'm gonna
Is
throw up.
guys? I love that this is where this podcast has gone.
You guys need a "How did this get made?" T-shirt that's just a Barbie crotch.
Yep. And it says, "Where does the butt
How did
start?"
this get made?
Where does the butt start?
Well, here's a comparison. Oh, this is interesting.
This is interesting.
90s Barbie has underwear,
Really?
but 2000s Barbie doesn't.
What about earlier?
Well,
than
that's like
90s?
that's the
underwear?
same as pubic
That's
hair.
not true, Paul.
That's the same as pubic hair because '90s Barbie had a landing strip and 2000s Barbie had nothing.
Oh
Holy
my
fuck,
gosh.
my
Oh,
head's gonna
boy.
explode.
This is
pretty great.
I love it all. Well, I think we've talked about everything in this movie that I did want to say. So when that guy, when the bad guy is now re-put back together, like
I love it. We're not, Paul. We're not going to recover from this. We're never going to recover. This is what this show is about.
we
just
mention his
became
horrible mole?
Did they have to?
Can you look for Barbie mole?
Barbie, hairy mole Barbie.
Medieval Barbie.
By the way, I bet you we could all pool together money and get that Terry Kaiser dummy.
Why doesn't Barbie have nipples?
Great
Yeah.
question.
You know what I mean? Like she has
Look,
boobs.
there's so
for
much.
Why doesn't Barbie have nipples?
There's so much to be said about Barbie.
Ken has
Like,
nipples, right? Does
What?
Ken have nipples?
Look up Ken doll nipple.
I'm looking at Ken doll nipples.
I don't think he does. He has
No.
like pecs, but I
You
don't
have
think
pecs,
he
but
has
no
nipples. No, but Ken has sexuality.
I'm
That
listening.
Look up Ken doll sexuality.
How does Ken have
Barbie-
sexuality?
Ken has sexuality because he's covering it. We know there's a dick over
Okay,
there.
that I agree with.
Barbie has nothing other than boobs in the shape of her.
Yes.
Oh my
But she
God.
has no vagina.
She has no vagina and no nips.
and no nips.
So she
Ken
can't
doll-
have children. Does she have a uterus? Does Barbie have a uterus?
I don't think so. And
I don't either, frankly, because I've checked.
fascinating because
Ken doll does not have nipples. He has the definition. He has everything
He has
but
pecs.
pecs, no
Pectorals,
nipples.
yes.
Pecs, no nips, and she has boobs, no nips.
And
So
she
I
has
guess
boobs.
That makes
No
sense.
that adds up.
So we are in agreement that Christy Swanson,
Lost
even
her-
though she, but Christy
I don't
Swanson,
think we're in agreement.
I don't think.
I think I'm agreeing with Jason that Christy Swanson is the rare exception. She's the mannequin with nips and an asshole and a vagina because she's a frozen woman.
Where
I
does
agree.
her butt start?
Where does her butt start?
Her butt starts in the front.
Oh, front butt? Are we
butt.
talking about Christy Swanson's
It might
front
be
butt?
all
front
butt from the front to the back. She might just have a
My
butt.
search history is forever unclean. I think the only way that we can kind of recover from this is to hear Meshach Taylor do something that people might assume is rapping. Take a listen.
Once upon a time, a peasant girl was victim of a crime. Was frozen ever since she dared to love the handsome prince. Is that so wrong? But alas, 1,000 years had passed since that spell from hell had been cast.
That is Hollywood Now, a part of the show. Hollywood's job, hard to pin down.
He's explaining to a bunch of onlookers who don't give a shit about this mannequin.
Let me
But
ask
yet
you
they are
this.
applauding at the end because the spaceship is coming down to deliver her to a medieval themed stage.
Yes.
That's the other thing that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Not an alien, nothing alien about this.
When there's not a presentation to do,
Yes.
what is Hollywood's job?
I would think designing
Bouncer.
window displays. What if it was Hollywood? He just like
That's his
I
night
put
job?
I put this outfit on and I kind of do this whole
It's a paycheck, man.
I do this offensive stereotype.
I mean, I
because
have to think that they're doing a ton of presentations here.
Are they?
because-
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I still don't understand why the department store even wanted. Like, what are they getting? Although Tina Rama is coming to cover this event.
Tina Rama. Tina Rama. Do you understand what that means? Tina Rama will be here.
Oh my God.
Jack up the prices on all the jewelry. And then we got that guy, William Ragsdale, to do it. Yet a third character, a British guy. They all were working it out.
Oh, yeah.
Terry Kaiser's main thing was just to hit people in the face, which I did kind of.
At a certain point, he gets into a full suit of armor.
Yes.
And I was like, where,
With the crossbow.
where did this come from?
And she starts driving a car.
A go-kart.
A go-kart very well. And she's, again, a peasant girl who
She drives the go-kart
Out onto
from
the
like
street.
downtown Philly to Germantown, to his house.
Yeah.
She drives a go-kart to the suburbs of Philadelphia, to his house, which she somehow knows how
And
to
they
get
justify by saying, wow, she's got a great sense of direction.
to. She drives
well,
a
that's good
go-kart
enough.
through a plate glass window.
Under a truck.
Which
Under
would
a truck.
shred her. It would destroy, it would cut her to ribbons.
It would cut her genitals off. It would skin her nipples.
Oh, God.
Man alive. Well, this
and
movie-
Andy and Gail finally get together because he like hairsprays the German guys.
Oh, yeah.
and she like starts making out with him. That's what I mean. Like everybody is like
Looking for love.
They're looking for love. It's like the
Even the girl, the perfume girl in the security guard.
Yeah,
that's what
that's
it is.
him.
That's Gail and Andy. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Of course.
it
Yeah, you didn't know
reminded
them from
me.
their-
I didn't know
How
their
dare
names.
you.
I didn't know their
How
names.
dare you? It reminded me
Andy's
of the
arc is
horny
great.
friend from Village People movie. Her friend who was like always horny for all the Village People. It doesn't matter who cares.
There's a Village People movie.
Oh, it's
Oh,
amazing.
boy.
Can't stop the music. You'll love it.
Agee.
Oh, my God.
Here's what I thought the ending was going to be. Instead of putting the necklace on Terry Kaiser, I thought they should have just killed him straight up.
Murder. The movie ends in murder.
And this is my 80s male chauvinist end of the movie. That the necklace somehow falls into the hands of the security guard. And as the perfume lady is
boy.
doing thing, he puts it on her, and then he gets to keep her. That was how I thought.
And that's not male chauvinist. That is just
sick.
creepy serial killer. Ooh, yeah, no, you know what it should be is the guy who loves
I'm
the
not saying I
girl.
want that.
But the girl doesn't want to be with him. He should trap her with the necklace. And
But I thought that it felt like that wouldn't have been out of the norm if he did that.
I thought that they were going to tie the necklace around each other's necks on an air balloon and then grab hands and jump off.
What?
As
God.
They were going to kill themselves as mannequins?
they were gonna Thelma and Louise
And they would
themselves.
just freeze frame credits.
Wow, I would have liked that. Let's dream together. Now
That's from the first movie.
It was. Oh, it was. I was like,
yeah.
oh, they got
Best-
Starship
It's
to
the
do
best
this.
Yeah,
moment.
the best part of the movie in many ways is the song from the first movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a really wild ending. You thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I was
ready for
surprised.
that.
I thought they were just going to straight up kill the bad guy and just sail away in the hot air balloon.
Well,
which
they
is
do kind of kill
kind of
the,
what they did.
Well, they kill the bad guy. It's a really disturbing end because then the garbage truck picks him up and they reveal that they've put him back together. But when they go back to Bavaria, wherever he's from, the tour guide goes, "This is and that's the story of the whatever
Count.
the Count," but no one believes it. Well, clear. This just happened a couple of weeks ago.
It's probably in the news.
You woman who was the tour guide when you were showing the peasant girl earlier in the movie, like the Count was part of your country as of mere weeks ago.
And you were
Like,
giving
he was a
this
human
same
being
tour.
that was a known entity.
You were giving the tour to the girl, the
Yes, the peasant girl,
She should be like, I was actually here. It kind of freaked me out.
Oh, it was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, she should have had like a little bit of an emotional moment.
Well,
like,
see, that's in that moment. I thought we had jumped 1,000 years ahead. I thought we were, and I was like, and I looked at the frame because I was like, oh, are we in the future now? How are they representing that? And I was like, oh no, they're not.
dude, Mannequin 3 is all Terry Kaiser.
Yep.
1,000 years in the
1,000 years in the
future.
future. Yep, I love that.
Future Mall.
It's 2091.
By the way, if these tour guys know this lore about these mannequins, why don't they just fucking take the necklace off the mannequins and see for themselves?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that
I
would
have
be,
now thought of a reason why Mannequin is bad. It almost sounds like a male pelican, not a male mannequin.
Well, we could also mannequin is for men and women, so we could keep it
Mannequin.
Mannequin.
Well, I do wonder because mannequins, mannequin does imply that like the first mannequins were men.
I'm not sure.
It's just a male world and we all have to accept it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm wonder what the etymology of the word is, and I don't know that it's like man.
I'm looking it up right now. Going to the definition. A mannequin, also called a mannequin, a dummy, a lay figure, or a dress form, is an
Lay
articulated
figure.
doll used by artists, tailors, dressmakers, and window dressers, and others to display off-fit clothing. It's life-size dolls with simulated airways. It's also used for life-size dolls with simulated airways.
But genitalia? Does it say anything about genitalia?
Let's see. They were used in nuclear tests.
Does it say where the butt starts?
Let's see. I'll take this out. Mannequin comes from the French word meaning mannequin. French word mannequin, which acquired the meaning an artist's jointed model, which came from the Flemish word mannequin, meaning little man figurine. And it was used in the United Kingdom. It referred to fashion models themselves.
Oh.
The meaning as a dummy dating from the start of World War II.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Guys, we really got to the bottom of it.
We really did it. And I'm just looking at mannequins with nipples right now. So anyway, obviously we had an opinion about it, but there are other people out there who had a second opinion. It is now time for Second Opinions.
The movie was a piece of shit, yet this person recommends it. Tell me what is the message? Maybe that art is subjective. I need a second opinion.
All right, these are 5-star reviews culled from Amazon. They are weird, so let's get into it. Okay. This is really interesting because these reviews are from an Amazon box set of Mannequin 2 and Mannequin 1 together. So you'll see a little bit of crossover here. This one is from Brenda Hobby, a.k.a. Taz Brataz, and this is written on August 19th, 2014, so relatively new. I don't care for love stories. But you know how usually the first one is better than these second ones?
I'm made of hate.
Well, these two are amazingly equal, and they were so much more than a love story.
Oh, boy.
They were clever, they were cunningly funny, and they kept you drawn to the edge of your seat to see what can happen next. It was a damn good buy and an awesome add to my DVD collection.
Holy shit.
5 stars.
5 fucking stars?
5 stars.
Nope.
I get it.
This one is one of my favorites of just all Amazon reviews. This is from Blonde Freddy, written in 2012. I really like Mannequin. The best version is the second one. I have bought several movies, kind of a lot of them, and all are made with quality workmanship. The movies are perfect, no faults, sound is awesome. Who would have thought Amazon.com would have great movies? This is the place to buy a good movie, or even rent one too. I tell everyone to go to Amazon.com to buy all movies.
Paul.
People always ask, where's a good place to buy a good movie online? Easy answer, Amazon.com, of course.
Paul,
This is a review for Amazon.
Paul, is Amazon our sponsor this week?
I win 5 stars just because Amazon was good. Now, this is a thing that kind of came up a lot, which was people did not like Kim Cattrall. They felt that she was too sexy. And a lot of people liked
That's what was so
Christy
great about
Swanson
her.
more because she was a little bit more genteel. But the rest are all written kind of like this. This is from Get the Dirt. 5 stars, Get the Dirt, from Rebecca Durank. Okay, now bear with me on this. I always think that Christy Swanson is a beautiful actress, and in this movie, her lover boyfriend wants to treat her like a queen, and also to fight for her honor, so that is more like going after. A man who has no knowledge to be a hitman to make things look like taking Christy hostage in his hot air balloon, and I think he is threatening the couple of love, facing a fear and turning into stone in a magic spell, so he's taking a big dose of his medicine by kidnapping the princess. So that was a 5-star review.
That's a 5 star.
That's a 5, and then that's followed by this one, which is from Crazy Python, also written in 2012.
Crazy Python.
First of all, I didn't buy this DVD, but I will when I have the chance. We're having many financial problems here in Portugal.
Oh, no.
And while I don't want to start to go nuclear on the government, nothing will ever change.
Oh, boy.
But I still love Mannequin 2. I first saw it on video 500 years ago because of William Ragsdale, Herman's Head, and Terry Kaiser. Let's face it, Weekend at Bernie's is a fantastic comedy, and Herman's Head was a very funny sitcom with both Hank Azaria and Yeardley Smith from The Simpsons. Maybe Shout will open their eyes and release this on DVD while we're still alive.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
But the story of Mannequin 2 itself is quite amusing and entertaining. Who ever thought of finding a woman of their dreams in a magical place? I know I did. So please don't care about professional film critics and their opinions. They're about as valid as yours. Buy this DVD. 5 stars.
Don't care about their opinions, but they're as valid as yours?
Yeah, so your opinion is equally invalid as theirs.
I'm wondering now, like, they didn't even have the materials in medieval time to turn her into a mannequin. Like, she should have been stone.
That's what I think, too. She would, or a really carved, or a crude wood carving.
Yes.
She shouldn't have just turned into a modern-day mannequin.
Yeah, no, she turned into a store mannequin,
Store-bought mannequin.
which would not have existed in medieval times.
No.
Even remotely.
But then you could argue that accents would probably be in medieval times, too. Let's go around the table. Would you recommend this movie? June, would you say watch this movie?
I didn't love watching this movie.
Oh, interesting. Not a
just
fan.
Didn't.
Steve?
Yeah, I totally recommend it. I was telling Jason, I had to go to Largo last night, and I got halfway through the movie, and my whole time at Largo, I was just going, I can't wait to go back and finish this. It had huge holes. I hated the German guys so much, but I thought it was kind of funny. I love Christy Swanson so much.
I loved her too.
I would 100% watch this, and I will. I'm like. I really
You should go back and see the
I was going to
first
say,
one.
it makes me want to watch the first one because
Me too.
I know I saw it when it came out, but I have no reference points for it.
I also highly recommend watching this movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I mean, it's crazy.
Like the music cues alone. I mean, from if you're my age, if you're like in your 40s, if you're a teenager in the 80s, the music cues alone are so satisfying.
Oh yeah.
For the songs and the montages and just the ancillary kind of chase music is so terrific. It's all sounds like forgotten Oingo Boingo songs.
It's so 80s, even though it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
I will also say that you can get both of these movies together in a great DVD combo pack for almost $3. So
unless you're in Portugal and
don't make me go
hard time.
nuclear. I apologize to the people of Philadelphia. You have a great city, but you know it doesn't hold a candle in New York. Suck it, Philly. Suck it. All right, so Steve, do you have anything that you'd like to plug?
Nope,
Talk
you
about?
can just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Steve Agee.
You have amazing pictures on your Instagram. I would highly recommend following
Thank
you
you.
on that. Jason, anything you want to talk about?
No, not really.
June, anything you want to hit?
You can watch the second season of Grace and Frankie on Netflix, and Lady Dynamite's on Netflix too.
Yay.
And you can follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. That's where we announce everything about the show. Listen to our mini episodes, because if you have a correction and omission, something that we didn't talk about here, you'll have your chance to voice it. You can call us at 619.
If you know where the butt starts.
If you know
Let
where the
Jason
mannequin
know.
butt starts,
You know-
you can do it. By the way, we could probably get the financing for Mannequin 3.
Oh, guys.
Oh my God.
I feel like we could probably get Mannequin 3 Mannequin financed and made.
Oh,
For $1
easily.
million.
By the way,
Oh,
it's
easily.
not a bad idea.
It's not.
Who would we cast?
It's not
Who would you
a
cast as
bad
the Mannequin?
idea.
Chris Hemsworth would be the
John
first.
Hamm.
Ooh, John Hamm would be great. Are you going a little bit older?
No, I think you got to go. Yeah, I would do like Liam Hemsworth,
James
Yeah.
Franco.
or like Zac
Oh,
Efron.
Franco.
Oh, Zac Efron.
Like so, it's
Zac Efron's great.
yeah.
Okay, and Selena Gomez, is she like the designer, or is it like something like that?
Is it like a wait?
No, I
Or is
think
it
it's
something like Holly Hunter?
A cougar, Holly Hunter.
Cougar, like a cougar.
Mannequin cougar.
Wait, guys! It's Kim Cattrall.
Oh, my God.
Reprising her part, she falls
Not a
in
bad
love,
idea.
and we get Christy Swanson in there. It's all three transformed.
Not a bad
Guys,
idea.
let's make this goddamn
That
movie.
is the
Oh
best.
my God, dude.
Bad idea.
That's actually a great idea.
Zac Efron, Christy Swanson,
Kim Cattrall.
and inexplicably Holly Hunter for Paul.
And well, no, Holly Hunter just got us to Kim Cattrall because it's the
Yes.
same idea.
Yep.
And we have and we have to have. Unfortunately, Meshack Taylor passed away. We'd have to have Hollywood's son, I believe, in
Sure.
this movie. You have to find a young guy
Yep, to
can
play
get
that
it.
part.
The guy from Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh yeah,
That's a great idea.
I was thinking go the opposite way, make it like Hannibal Buress.
guys, we gotta make this movie.
Low key, I kind of like that.
I love it. All right, well, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you to everybody here at Earwolf. Thank you to Avril Halley for putting together all those clips. Nate Kiley for doing all of our research on the movie producer that killed himself because of the financial downfall. Marissa Zeitz, our big engineer, Sam. I didn't know I called you big.
That's fine.
big old guy. Everybody here at Earwolf, July Diaz. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you in the
Wow,
mini
what is
episode.
happening? We are off the rails.